See, I don't think your vision is supposed to be understood in the present. I think it's a vision because of the fact that it most likely won't be understood in the present moment and it is made for the later. Because if every vision was made to be understood in the present and be loved and appreciated in the present, then there would be a lot more ideas that people did not hold on to and cherish because they were afraid of what people thought about them. See, if every vision was made to be understood right now, then everything would have probably happened way, way, way earlier for you. See, you have a vision and it's only meant for you to understand it right now. In the present moment when you're in the working and you're just in that time frame where it's like I'm making this happen, everybody understanding you does not actually matter as much as you think it does. Being misunderstood with that doesn't have any intrinsic value on your future at all. But what it does tell you is that later on people will understand it and maybe later on people won't understand it, and that's perfectly fine too. But to base all your value on if people understand you or if they value your vision or if they see where you're coming from or if they see where you're trying to go, that's straight craziness. That's goofiness. Don't do that because you will hinder yourself. You will stop yourself from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. You will stop yourself from even dreaming because people are not that reliable, especially when it comes to handling your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. Did I say dreams already? Your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, and your visions, your art, your your very essence. People are not going to be reliable at trying to handle that with care. So why would you trust someone to handle that with care? To trust something that they don't truly understand with care? Would you trust a random person to hold your kid? Because your creative ideas are your children. Your creative ideas are an infant, especially in the beginning stages, the infant stages. You wouldn't just let anybody handle that. So why would you trust that people would understand how to handle that? They won't and they don't. And stop giving them benefit of the doubt. They just don't, and that's okay. Don't hold a grudge against it. Now I was in a space where I was like, okay, they'll see whatever. But proving people wrong is fun and it's cool and all until you make that your entire life's mission to prove people wrong 24/7. When are you going to live for yourself? When are you going to do it because it makes you happy, not because it's making someone sad? Or when are you going to do it because it makes you happy and not because it's going to make someone jealous? Or when are you going to do it because it makes you feel fulfilled and not because you want to rub something in someone's face because they didn't believe you or they didn't see that you were going to do XYZ in your past or they didn't see that you were going to pull off whatever, whatever. That's so exhausting living for other people. Why don't you just do it because you want to? Why don't you just do it because you're going to feel really good, you're going to feel really accomplished, and you're going to feel like you are made for something and that your purpose is being sought after you have done XYZ on your list or you've have your intentions and you start setting them and meeting them. Why is that not on the top of your list? Again, proving people wrong is great. It feels good, feels awesome. But don't make that your entire existence, please. That will corrupt you over time. And you'll only then live for other people's exception. Other people's exception. And you don't want to do that. Or acceptance. You don't want to do that. You don't. So where do you go from here? Easy. You're probably sitting on a mound of ideas. And if you're sitting on a mound of ideas, I would say by the end of this month or at least next month, that mound should be at least a little bit smaller than it was when you first started it. What do I mean? If you have 50 songs, release 5. Release 5. If you release 5 songs and you know you didn't promote them because you're afraid, oh, it's cringy, oh, I feel like people are going to feel like, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do just a little bit more than what you're used to. Do just a tad bit more outside of your comfort zone than you're used to and see what happens. See what your mind does. See where your ambition takes you. See where your drive starts to grow and why you now feel like you just can't stop. You have to keep going. If you wrote that book and you were just like, I just don't understand. I don't know if people are going to feel this way. Do it. Write a page. Write a page that you would write the craziest page that you could think of, right? If you're stuck and you have writer's block, write the wildest thing that you know people would hate if you wrote it. Free yourself, free your mind, and then come back to me and let me know how that feels. If you've been making content and you just feel like you've been being too safe, make a video about something that you know in your heart and your mind that you felt people would criticize you for. Make that because that's what you need to make. There's so much people that are playing it safe. Don't be one of those people. Stop playing it safe because you know what comes with safe? Comfort. And you know, you don't want any more attached to your comfort zone. You know, we already have a comfort zone. And everything that you do that you become comfortable with becomes an inner circle within your comfort zone. So you should be trying to beat yourself out of your comfort zone all the time. And if you want to take a break, that's cool, but don't stay in it too long because again, it will consume you. You don't want to be stuck in comfort because then you'll never explore. You'll never go outside your boundaries. But you also don't want to do things that you know you aren't ready for because you might shock yourself too much. Unless you're one of those kids that's like, I'm gonna jump into the deep end and figure out if I can swim. Be my guest, but everyone's not meant for that either. So just take your time. Handle yourself with care, how you would handle anybody else, you know? Treat yourself how you would want to treat others if with patience and humility and gratitude and graciousness and love and empathy. Treat yourself that same way in your creative endeavors and in your life endeavors. Just do that. And again, just all I'm asking you for is a little bit. If you didn't do a little bit last month, just do a little bit more this month. If you did a lot this month, maybe scale it back. Maybe less is more for you. Maybe subtract things. You know, it's always something that you can do. It's always a inner working formula that you can benefit from. It's always a formula that you can benefit from. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you need to scale it down a bit. Maybe you need to take out the ideas. Maybe you've drowned yourself in too many things at once and you just need to focus on one thing. That's okay, because once you finish that one thing, you can always go back to the other thing that you wanted to add as well. Maybe it's not a subtraction. Maybe it's an addition thing for you. Maybe you're doing too little and you know you can do a little bit more effort and put a little bit more love and drive into what you're doing, and you just need to do that. But there's always something that you can do. There's always something that will drastically improve your life, and either it's something that you're not doing or something that you need to do. Someone that you need to connect with or someone you need to let go of. It's always subtraction or addition, sometimes multiplication. Maybe you have the numbers and you just need some more on top of that. But if you haven't even started with yourself, forget everything I just said before that. If you haven't even started with you, you don't need a team. You don't need more people. You don't need more resources. You just need to work with what you have. Work with what you have. Sorry. You need to work with what you got and then elevate from there. If you couldn't even get past the self-love, you still don't see yourself as worthy, you're sitting on a mound of creation and you haven't shared anything, forget the whole team thing and you need to multiply and add this. No, you don't. You need to just work with what you have because what you have is great for a start. It's great for an origin and it's great for a beginning era of you. So, wherever you fell at in relatability to this video, I hope that it spoke to you. I want to see you go for your dreams. Please tell me in the comments some dreams that you have and tell me how you're going to get there because I'm curious. I want to know. And if you want to talk to me about it, if you want to talk one-on-one, let me know because I'm a hype man for people that have goals because I myself know I struggle with being my own hype man. And if I can exert that energy onto other people, it makes me feel good about myself. And then I can further give it to myself because I know I can give it to others. You know, it's that vice versa mentality. You know you can support others, then you can support yourself. If you can support others head over heels, you can just keep going, digging, making sure people get where they want to go. Then that means you can turn that same force onto yourself and do that same thing. Don't lie to yourself. Don't trip over yourself because you're on your own team. It's not you against you. It's you and you against whatever the world has to offer you. But if you're living in harmony with the world is not against you. But you can't go against the grain of the world. Flow with what the world is giving you. Pay attention to the downloads. Pay attention to the energy that's moving through you and smooth sailing. Even when things seem like they're not smooth and they're difficult, it's still smooth sailing in the grand scheme of things. Happy creating. Keep loving. Peace.